Hello everyone, in this video we are just going to pass the data from our IoT device NodeMCU directly to the channel field available in this Thingspeak server, that is Thingspeak IoT platform. Let's get started. So in the previous lecture we discussed how we can write to this channel field and then how we can read from this channel field by passing the GET request using the Google Chrome browser. So this is the URL for writing to the channel field and this is the URL GET request for reading from the channel field, right? So we demonstrated that in the previous lecture and now we are just going to do the same process, but now we are not going to use the browser. Instead we will be sending the GET request from our NodeMCU for writing the data onto the field that is available over here. So first let's try to understand the process that we are going to do for generating the GET request from our NodeMCU to the channel available in the Thingspeak server. So initially what we will do is we will try to connect this NodeMCU to the Wi-Fi router available in our home or in a nearby location. So for accessing the internet we are doing this, and once the Wi-Fi router connection is established, then we will try to send the GET request as per the request given in the API tab of the Thingspeak for writing the data to the field available in the channel of Thingspeak server. So this is the process. The process is simple. We will be connecting the NodeMCU to the Wi-Fi router for internet access, and then we will be generating a GET request as per the sequence given in the API tab of the Thingspeak for writing the data onto the field available in the channel of Thingspeak server. So the format of the GET request is given over here, right? So we just demonstrated this write request using the browser for writing the data onto the server, right? So here if I want to pass the data of 10, I just want to give a 10 over here, and then if I click on enter, this GET request will be writing a data onto the field of the channel available over here. So here you can see the previous available value is 558. So here now I am just going to change the value that I want to write to, let's say, to be 258, and then I am just clicking on enter, and here you can see the number 258 will be added right over here. So using this write GET request, we can directly write the data onto the field of the channel available over here. So let's try to generate this HTTP GET request from our NodeMCU. So I'm just copying this write GET request. So this is the URL for writing the data onto the field that is available over here. So here you can see this is the request GET request that we want to pass on for writing a data to the field that is available in thingspeak.com. and now initially what we want to do is we just want to connect our NodeMCU to the Wi-Fi router for having the internet access. So in the previous lecture of connecting the NodeMCU to Wi-Fi in station mode, we just wrote this function, right? That is this connect to Wi-Fi function, which is mostly useful for connecting the NodeMCU to a Wi-Fi router. So we will be using this function most oftenly in every lecture for connecting the NodeMCU to the Wi-Fi router. So don't forget this function. I'm just going to copy this function and I'm going to paste it right over here, and I'm copying the function declaration also along with the header file, and here I'm just going to call this function inside the void setup, and before that I'm just going to begin the serial monitor with a baud rate of 1,15,200, and that's it. You can see this function call will automatically connect the NodeMCU to the router that is available in my home. So I explained to you about this function in the previous lecture itself. If you have any doubts, you can go to that lecture for further clarity. So now in this program, we are just going to write a program for sending this GET request for writing the data to the field that is available in this thingspeak.com. So for sending the HTTP GET request, we are just going to add two more header files. One is the Wi-Fi client.h and another one is the ESP8266 HTTP client.h. So these two are the essential headers that is required for passing the HTTP request on the program, and we just want to further create objects for these two headers. So I'm just going to create the object for Wi-Fi client and I'm going to name it as client, and I'm just going to create the object for HTTP client and I'm going to name it as HTTP. So you can give whatever name you want here, so this is optional, and we are just going to use these objects for accessing the methods that is created for these two headers. So that is why we have created objects for these libraries. And now coming inside the logical part, that is the infinite loop of the program, we are just going to write to the field that is available using this GET request. So for doing that, you just want to use the method HTTP dot begin. So this method is useful for starting the TCP or IP connection, and it receives two parameters. First one is the object of the Wi-Fi client and second one is the request that you want to send. So this is the request, right? So I'm just copying pasting it and I'm just pasting it. So you just want to give this as a string format, that is why I'm just giving a double quotes around it, and here I'm just going to pass the data as 456. So the number 456 will be written to the field that is available over here whenever this line is executed. And after this, I'm just going to print on to the serial monitor the string waiting for response. Once you have begun the communication with begin function, we are just waiting for the response from the server, and we will be receiving a HTTP code from the Thingspeak server, and that code can be retrieved using the function http.get. So this get method is useful for getting the HTTP code from the server. So that will be stored in the HTTP variable, and I am declaring this variable right over here. So HTTP code has been declared right over here, and once it is fetched, I am just going to check whether this code is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, I will print data sent successfully, else I will print error in sending. So usually this HTTP code will be always 200. So usually this HTTP code will be always 200, or it will be having a positive value. If it is a positive value, that is a response given from the Thingspeak server, then we will print onto the serial monitor the data is sent successfully. And if it is not greater than 0, if it is a negative value, we will print error in sending to the serial monitor. So for our clarity, we are printing these strings on the serial monitor for viewing visually, and this is not going to impact to the actual program. And once done, we are just going to end the communication with the method called http.end. And finally, I am just giving a delay of 16,000 milliseconds, that is 16 seconds delay. So once for 16 seconds, this request will be sent to the field of the channel available in Thingspeak, and the data 455 will be continuously returned to the field with a time interval of 16 seconds. So why 16 seconds? Usually you just want to understand that for a free account available in this thingspeak.com, you can only load the data once for 16 seconds, and that is why I have mentioned here as 16 seconds delay. Sorry, I just made a mistake that this NodeMCU will not support the protocol of HTTPS. So you just want to change the HTTPS right over here to HTTP. Now I'm just going to upload the program to the NodeMCU. The uploading has been done. It is trying to connect to the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi connection has been established and the data has been sent successfully. And in the field, we must get the data 456. You can see I have received a data which is 456, and after 16 seconds I will receive the same data. So the time of this data is 12:20 11 seconds, and I must get the data next to be 12:20 27. So it is occurring exactly after 16 seconds. So in this manner, for every 16 seconds, this program will load the data 456 to that field. So this is the programming logic, and don't forget that the HTTPS format is not supported by the NodeMCU, and you just want to change the HTTPS to just HTTP. So now that we have successfully transmitted the data using GET request from our NodeMCU to the field that is available over here in the thingspeak.com, and now we are just going to transmit random numbers from our NodeMCU to the same field. So I'm just going to write a function for doing that. I'm just copying all these things and I'm going to put that into a function. I'm just creating a function called send get request, and this function receives a parameter of int data, and I'm pasting all these things right over here that was available in the infinite loop of the program. And regarding these things that I have passed as the get request, I'm just going to dynamically get all these values separately. That is, I'm not going to pass the string as a whole. Instead, I will be splitting the string and I'm going to concatenate all the strings by storing each of the data in separate variables, and then I will be passing that string to the HTTP begin. Let's see how we can do that. So here I'm just going to declare a string variable, string of URL, string of API, string of field number. So we know that the string of URL is nothing but a string variable which can store string data, that is the array of characters. So I'm just going to store the initial host name until this equal to the string variable. So here I'm just storing these in a string variable, and after that I'm just going to concatenate these string with the dynamic variable data. So after this equal to, I just want to store the API key to the string, right? So this API key, I'm just going to store this to the API variable right over here, and then I will concatenate this variable with the URL. So on executing this first line, the URL host name until this equal to sign will be stored in the string called URL, in the variable called URL, and after executing this line, that is the second line, this API key will be concatenated to the string available over here. So that will be added in the end of the string. So that is known as concatenation. And after that, you can also do that URL plus, I am just going to add the string ampersand field 1. So here you can see this ampersand field is a string and this 1 is the field number. So I'm just going to store the field number right over here to the variable called field number. So here I'm just going to store 1 and I'm going to concatenate it to the string. So until field I'm just storing here, and after that I'm just storing the URL plus field number. So now we have processed data until this field number, and the remaining request that is left is that this equal to and then the data that needs to be passed. So I'm just going to pass the, so I'm just going to concatenate the equal to symbol, and finally I'm just going to concatenate the data. So the data is nothing but the data that we receive as a parameter to this function. So I'm just concatenating the final data, and that's it. You can see this URL string after executing all these lines will be having the GET request that is available over here, but this time the API key, field number and the data that you want to pass is dynamic. That is, these are stored in separate variables. These two are here and this one is available over here, and you can change that in the runtime of the program. And now I will be just passing this URL variable as the second parameter for this HTTP begin function. So whatever the number that you are passing to this send get request function, that will be returned to the field that is available in this Thingspeak server. So now I am just going to just call this function inside the void loop, and if I give a data of 10 right over here, the data 10 will be returned to this field, and if I give a data of 99, the 99 will be returned to this field. So like this, whatever the data that you are giving as a parameter to this function, that data will be directly returned to the field available in the Thingspeak server. So now I am just going to write random numbers from 0 to 100 to the Thingspeak server field. So for that I am just going to use a function called random, and if I give two parameters for this random function, that is 0, 100, the random numbers will be generated from 1 to 99, and this will return the random number generated. So I am just going to store the random number generated in variable called random number, and I am declaring this variable right over here. So now what happens is this random variable will be generating random numbers between 1 to 99 when each time the function is called, and it will store that random number in the random number variable. And once this generation is complete, we will pass the random number variable directly to the send get request function. So the number that is generated using the random function will be directly passed on to the field that is available over here in the channel of Thingspeak server. So that's it. Each time when this random function is called, the random number between 1 to 99 will be generated. Any number will be generated, and that number will be passed and returned to the field that is available over here with the help of this send get request function. And this happens for every 16 seconds as usual. And that's all about the programming logic. So before going to the uploading part, I am just going to print the number that is being sent. So here I am just going to print the random number variable, and here I am just going to give a space. So now what happens is, when the transmission is successful, the random number that has been transmitted to the field will be printed over here, and after that the data sent successfully will be printed. For example, if the data sent is 10, it will show here as 10 data sent successfully. So I'm just giving a hyphen, so I will get the random number also being printed on the serial monitor, so I can cross check the process. So whatever the data that I am receiving in the serial monitor will be transmitted to the whatever the data that is being generated from the random function over here will be transmitted to the cloud, that is to the field available over here, and then that data, the same data that is consisting of this random variable, will be printed on the same serial monitor. I am just uploading the sketch. So whatever the value of random number variable will be printed directly on the serial monitor, and after that we will get this string printed, that is hyphen data sent successfully. So random number value hyphen data sent successfully will be printed when the data is successfully transmitted to the field available in the Thingspeak server. Upload is successful. I am opening the serial monitor. The NodeMCU is trying to connect to Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi connection is successful. The 90 data has been transmitted. Now you can see the data here is 90, which has been transmitted by the NodeMCU. So here you can see the time is 12:36, which is the recent data, and now 56 has been transmitted from the NodeMCU, which is the random number generated using the random function. Here you can see the 56 is the recently received data. So here the time is 12:36:30 seconds, and here it is 12:36:46, and the next data is 34, which is transmitted from the NodeMCU, and here you can see the 34 has been received in the field. And nextly you can see 47 is the data that is transmitted from the NodeMCU using GET request, and here we have received the 47, which is the recent data. So in this manner you can try to send any numerical data to the field that is available in the Thingspeak server with the help of this program written over here. So this send GET request function is useful for sending a GET request for writing data to the field that is available in this Thingspeak server. So in your GET request URL, you may be having different write API key, and I have provided this program in the download button below this video, and you can download it, and you just want to change the required fields like API key, field number, SSID and password of Wi-Fi router for running your program on your IoT device NodeMCU. And if you are watching this video in the YouTube, you just want to enter my smtrainingacademy.com, and then you just want to enroll for the required course, and each lecture is provided with the download button, and you can use that download button for downloading the resources for that particular lecture. So here you can see the latest data is 93, 93, 84, 84, 47, 47. So that's it about the programming part. We are generating the random number using random function, and then we are passing that random number directly to the field that is available in the Thingspeak server. And this happens for every 16 seconds, because for a free version of account in Thingspeak, the data can be only written once for 16 seconds. So we have successfully written the data to the field available in the Thingspeak server with the help of NodeMCU programming. So see you in the next lecture. Thanks for watching.